So, have you ever found yourself staring down a visa application, credit card in hand, just sweating over the fact that you're being asked to book a $1,000 flight for a trip you aren't even officially allowed to take yet? I mean, it's an incredibly frustrating financial gamble, right? You need the visa to fly, but you literally need the flight to get the visa. It feels completely like a trap. Well, today, we're going to unlock the exact strategy that savvy travelers use to bypass this whole financial headache completely.
Welcome to this explainer. Okay, let's just dive right into this. Today, we are unpacking a concept that, honestly, sounds a little taboo. The dummy ticket. I know, the name alone makes it sound like something you'd buy in some dark internet alleyway. But the truth is, when it's used correctly, it is a highly legitimate, perfectly legal, and deeply practical tool for navigating global travel bureaucracy. I am so thrilled to guide you through this, step by step, using information we've sourced straight from travel and visa experts.
Here's our roadmap for today. We'll be covering the visa flight dilemma, what is a dummy ticket, the legality check, why travelers use them, the cost of fakes, and finally, visa application best practices.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the visa flight dilemma.
Let's establish the absolute core issue every international traveler faces when crossing strict borders. Embassies want to know unequivocally that you plan to leave their country. But check out this exact quote taken directly from the Swiss Embassy's official tourist checklist. Do not buy actual flight ticket until your visa has been granted. Think about that for a second. They are explicitly telling you not to buy a ticket while simultaneously requiring a flight itinerary to even process your application. It's absolutely no wonder travelers get so confused. They're basically asking for a reservation without the massive financial commitment.
Which brings us nicely to Section 2. What is a dummy ticket? This is the incredibly popular but deeply misunderstood solution to our dilemma. We really need to completely decouple the word dummy from the word fake. They are not the same thing. A dummy ticket is simply a temporary flight reservation. It looks exactly like a real booking because, well, it is a real booking within the airline system. It just hasn't been fully paid for and permanently issued yet. It acts as official proof of your intent to travel without forcing you to empty your entire bank account up front.
Now, for this temporary reservation to actually be valid in the eyes of a strict immigration officer, it's got to contain these exact trackable details. We're talking your passenger name, the exact flight number, specific departure and arrival details, and most importantly, the PNR, or passenger name record. Look, that PNR is the golden ticket. It means the embassy official can actually log into the airline system, punch in that specific code, and see your name sitting on a real, held seat. It's fully trackable, and that's exactly what makes it legitimate.
Moving right along to Section 3, the legality check.
Let's tackle the biggest source of traveler anxiety right now. We have to draw a hard, undeniable line between what is a clever legal loophole and what is just outright fraud. Because let's face it, embassies are really good at their jobs, and trying to trick them, yeah, that's a terrible idea. But fulfilling the requirements smartly, that's just good planning.
The difference here is basically night and day. Sourcing your temporary reservation from a legitimate IATA-licensed travel agency or getting a refundable booking straight from an airline is perfectly legal. You're using their actual reservation systems. However, opening up Photoshop to change the dates on some old PDF or using those shady, unauthorized ticket generators online, that is creating a falsified document. Altering a document yourself is highly illegal. Having a licensed agent hold a real seat for you is just playing it smart.
Okay, Section 4. Why travelers use them. Now that we know it's completely legal when done right, why do people actually go through this process? Well, 3 massive practical benefits. First off, it flawlessly fulfills those super strict visa requirements we were talking about earlier. Second, it majorly protects your wallet. Think about it. If your visa gets delayed or denied, you aren't out thousands of bucks on non-refundable airfare. And third, it maintains your travel flexibility. You can secure the visa first, and then, once you're fully approved, you can finalize your actual dates and shop around for the absolute best flight deals.
So where do you safely get your hands on one of these? You generally have 3 authorized sources. Number 1, you can walk right into an IATA-certified travel agency. These folks have official access to the back-end airline booking systems. Number 2, you can use specialized, trusted online providers, like dummyticket.travel, who literally handle this exact service for a tiny fee. Or number 3, you can just book directly with airlines that offer fully refundable tickets. Though just a heads up, be prepared to front a lot of cash temporarily if you go that route. The main takeaway here, just ensure you're using authorized sources.
This brings us to a very important Section 5, the cost of fakes.
I need to pause here and issue a super crucial warning.
We've talked all about the smart way to do this, but we really have to address the dangers of doing it the wrong way. If you submit a doctored file or a fake PNR, the consequences scale up incredibly fast. At the very lowest severity, you're looking at an immediate visa rejection. But trust me, it gets worse. In a lot of countries, submitting a falsified document is a straight-up criminal offense, which can lead to serious legal trouble. And finally, the ultimate nightmare scenario: travel bans. You can literally be permanently blacklisted from entering not just that specific country, but potentially entire regions, like the whole Schengen zone. It is a catastrophic risk that is absolutely not worth taking, just to save a couple of bucks.
All right, let's wrap things up with Section 6, Visa Application Best Practices.
How do you flawlessly execute this whole thing? First rule, you cannot treat every single embassy the same. They all have their own quirks. Take this real-world example from the Schengen Visa process. The French embassy? They might accept a pretty basic, straightforward temporary flight reservation, but the German embassy is known to be way stricter. They might explicitly demand a ticket with a highly verifiable PNR that stays active in their system for a much longer duration. This just proves exactly why a one-size-fits-all approach doesn't work. You really have to research the specific embassy you are applying to.
And that brings us to the ultimate golden rule of this whole explainer. The absolute best practice is to always research your specific embassy guidelines beforehand. And when you do book, use verified travel agencies that provide legitimate trackable PNR numbers. Thorough research and genuine, trackable documents are your absolute keys to a stress-free application.
So as we finish up today, I want to leave you with a thought. The next time you're sitting down, gathering your paperwork for that absolute dream trip, will your application rely on a smart, legally verifiable reservation, or are you going to take a risky financial gamble? By simply understanding how the dummy ticket actually works, you can protect your wallet, fulfill all those crazy requirements, and travel with total peace of mind. Always double-check your documents, stay informed, and hey, happy travels!